Social media customer care in 2025 isn't about being fast or about being human. Surprised to hear me say that? It's actually about being both. 73% of consumers say if you don't respond on social, they're going to go buy somewhere else. Let that sink in. Not following up on a comment or a DM, that's not just a missed notification, that could be a missed sale. Here's where the tension happens. Teams are exhausted, burnout is real, budgets are tight, and yet consumer expectations keep climbing. So today we're digging into the question, how do you scale social care that feels personal without draining your people or diluting your brand? Welcome to the Social Media CX podcast, where social media meets customer experience and where all fires, no rainbows is the current reality for most brands. I'm Brooke Sellas, CEO of B Squared Media, and I'm on a mission to change that. Social media can be the MVP of your CX strategy, and I'm here to show you how. Each week, we'll tackle the challenges of social care head-on with candid interviews, real-world case studies, and actionable advice to turn your social channels into loyalty-building, revenue-driving dopamine machines. Whether you're managing customer complaints, trying to engage meaningfully, or just tired of missing DMs, this podcast is your guide to putting out the fires and building the rainbows. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Social Media CX podcast where we talk all things social care. Today we're following up on our conversation with Steph Hermanson from Sprout Social and the Sprout Social 2025 Index. I want to start by talking about what white glove social care actually means. Stephanie and I touched on this a little bit, but I kind of want to go a bit further. So let's start by redefining the term. White glove used to mean high touch, high budget, maybe even high maintenance. But in today's social care world, it actually just means personalized, fast, and frictionless. According to the 2025 Sprout Index, personalized customer care is the numero uno thing that consumers want from brands on social. And from what we've seen at B Squared Media, brands that invest in conversational, responsive social care usually see anywhere from a 20 to 40% lift in revenue. That's not fluff, that's proof. In fact, one of our clients went from 20 plus hours for response times to under 10 minutes. That's almost a 4,000% improvement. So yes, white glove is the new entry point, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a luxury upgrade. Let's also talk about systems that you can use to scale without zapping your team. Here's where most brands actually get stuck, by the way. They want to be more responsive. They want to be more helpful. They want to be more human, but they're using tools or workflows that just aren't designed for today's social media landscape and social care. So let's talk tactics. Number one, I want you to label all of your social media conversations. At B Squared Media, we separate care combos into retention and acquisition. That means we look at things as if they are a sales support question. Do you have this in my size? Do you ship to Canada? Where can I buy this? Or is it a customer support question? I'm having an issue. I ordered this, but my package hasn't arrived. You sent me a size 7 instead of a size 8. Those are customer support questions. So retention and acquisition. And we do this because helping a current customer versus guiding a potential one require different responses and urgency. We're talking about customer support versus social selling. Two very different things, but by the way, your one team can do this. Start by labeling those conversations. Number two, I want you to think about how to build out those escalation workflows. What does an escalation workflow mean? It means if your front line, if your social media team cannot solve that support or that sales question, make sure there's a clear, fast path to someone who can. Because remember, according to the Sprout Social Index report, 73% of customers will go to a competitor if you don't answer them. And unfortunately, on social media, that usually means within less than an hour. So if you cannot respond in less than an hour, to those, what we call escalations, you gotta get some help. I don't care if it's a bot. I don't care if it's a company like B Squared Media. I don't care. I don't care. I just want you to get someone who can help you do it, even if it's someone who can help you build it. Lastly, I want you to think about right-sizing your coverage. Guess what? You do not need 24/7 staffing for your social care. We've proven this for the last 8 years. But you do need smart scheduling. We use an activity-based model so that you're not overstaffing during those quiet hours or missing out on those weekend surges. You can do this too. It just takes some smart scheduling and sometimes a frequently asked questions bot. So AI that helps you answer those frequently asked questions when your team is sleeping. Are you ready to master social media customer experience? My online course, Mastering Social Media CX, gives you a step-by-step blueprint to turn conversations into conversions. And just for you, my podcast listeners, you get an exclusive 60% off. Yeah, 60%. All you have to do is use the code SMCX, as in social media customer experience, at checkout. Don't miss your chance to level up your social care game. Head on over to bsquaredmedia/courses and start transforming your strategy today. Please, for the love of all things CX, stop using generic scripts. Templates, sure. Scripts to model the baseline, the foundation of how the conversation should go, absolutely. But personalization, as I just said, that's the number one thing people want from you on social, is the name of the game. I also want you to think about training your humans to be, well, human. Technology helps. AI helps so much. We love and use AI, but people make the experience. The truth, most social care fails not because the teams aren't trying, but because they're stuck sounding robotic. They're copying and pasting. They're using those scripts from legal that corporate says they better follow word for word. Don't do this. You need to instead train your team to lead with empathy and match tone. If someone says something like, "Hey bestie, your app just crashed again," frowny face, you don't respond with, "We apologize for the inconvenience." No, you say, "Ugh, not the crash. Let's fix that for you ASAP. Slide into our DMs with some details." That's not about being cheeky, by the way. That's about meeting people where they are emotionally. Now, I want to pause here and address a take that's been floating around on the socials and on LinkedIn like it's gospel. There are voices in marketing who will tell you that engagement is a lousy metric. And yes, I did just tell you to meet people where they are emotionally, to share your feelings, to invite conversation. But don't get it twisted. Just because you post something vulnerable, get hundreds of comments, and don't land a single sale, that doesn't mean deeper engagement is a bad metric. It means you missed the bridge from emotion to action. Let's be real, y'all. Posting about how you're falling behind in your industry, that's not proof engagement is meaningless. That's proof your strategy matters. And maybe, just maybe, don't tell your future clients that you're rusty at modern marketing. Just a thought. If you're getting engagement but not business, it's not the metric's fault. It's misalignment. Engagement is, in fact, every platform has said this, by the way, a leading indicator on social. Just like traffic to your website or how many people open your emails, it signals attention. What you do with that attention, that's where the magic or the missed opportunity happens. A post that sparks hundreds and hundreds of comments, you've clearly struck a chord. The smart move is to follow up, connect the dots, and lead people to your value. Do not blame the metric, blame the strategy or the lack of one. Finally, let's do a rapid fire with some real talk. One thing that you should stop doing on social right this minute, stop treating it like a dumping ground for FAQs. That's frequently asked questions. That's what Google is for. And also now we have this cool thing called AEO, Answer Engine Optimization. That's where the AI kind of like gives you the answer to your question right there at the top of Google. Yeah, let that do its job. One thing I want you to start doing, tagging those conversations, acquisition or retention, And you could even start tagging by intent. I have a whole blog post about this on bsquared.media/blog. Go look for a blog post all about tagging for intent. You need to know who you're talking to and why. And finally, one overlooked metric, time to empathy. It's not just how fast you respond, but how fast you connect. Are you connecting? I don't know. Maybe not. Probably not. Y'all, if you want to lead on social in 2025, don't just aim to be fast. Aim to be felt. Your customers don't remember the speed alone. They remember how you respond, how you made them feel. White glove social care doesn't require a massive team. It requires the right team, the right tools, and a commitment to connection. Remember, social media isn't just a place where your brand is seen, it's where it's felt. And if you want to keep your customers, your social care better feel like care, not content. See you next time. Thanks for tuning in to the Social Media CX podcast. If you loved today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs to up their social care game.